Stands the same. All right, let's now. I want to show you a protest that happened today, just before the Melbourne Cup, or on the same day, of a bunch of trots trying to bring our attention towards the Manus Island situation. No giant surprise, some of these people. By the way, just security. I know you can't turn everyone away, but does anyone really think these people were passionate racegoers when they turned up to the track? Have a look.
Just 1 hour before the race start, the protesters drove around the boom gates at Ascot Vale and onto the tracks. Dozens of police arrived quickly, grabbing one protester. When she tried to resist, she was grappled onto the car bonnet. Racegoers were forced to clamber from carriages and along the train line. The demonstrators pleased with the disruption they'd caused.
Refugees are suffering a humanitarian crisis on Manus, yet Melbourne is celebrating the Melbourne Cup.
And it wasn't the only demonstration. In a dangerous act of defiance, two women scaled a crane overlooking the racetrack to unfurl a banner, taking time out to pose for selfies. Protesters also managed to run onto the track, forcing police to increase their presence at the Cup.
Protesters, if you want to get attention in Australia, go nude. Other than that, it's going to be considered...
Or get elected to Parliament. There you go.
Yeah, too disruptive. Yep. Where are you on what should happen to the 600 people currently in Manus?
I think both sides of politics, well, up until the last few days perhaps, are pretty much on the same page, and I'm really not in any great disagreement with them. They can leave whenever they like. No one is forcing them to stay either in Nauru or in PNG. They can live in the community in PNG. They can go to another location in PNG where they get food, accommodation and money and so forth. They just don't want to move. And yet, you know, all those people, those protesters, have been saying, get them out of the camps. And now they're being told, got somewhere else to go. The protesters are saying, don't get them out of the camps. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean,
and the only place in the world that they are specifically not allowed to come to is Australia. Right. If they can get permission, they can move anywhere else they like, and there's probably plenty of other places they could live. They just don't want to.
But also, the truth, Hugh, I mean, anyone with a brain knows this, but those protesting perhaps don't, which is... if the reason you are leaving war-torn country is because you want to get away from war-torn country, you go to the nearest, safest place. Yeah. Now, the benefit of us being an island, we are, unless it is Papua New Guinea, Indonesia or New Zealand, we're not the nearest safe place.
That's right. You're absolutely right. It's not the nearest safe place. If you're a refugee who's fleeing war and persecution, you look for the closest country to you to get there, you get processed, and then time you move out. You see it with the South Sudanese. That's a prime example. They have done things like that and done it respectfully and done it, you know, the right way. I hate to use that term, but, you know, done the process. Not paid. That's right. Not paid for people smugglers. Now, I think that Turnbull should have stepped up and said, OK, if the New Zealand want 150 people, off you go, right? Because these people could go there, right? They, like David just said, they could go anywhere in the world, right? A number will go to the US, but the one place they can't come is here. It's the policy of both major political parties. And I watch this stupidity of the demonstrations today, putting a car on a train track. If that train hadn't have pulled up and had have ploughed into that car, how many people would have been injured or died?
Correct.
Right? Climbing the crane to putting up that banner. How many security personnel, how many law enforcement or first responders had to go then deal with that? It's absolutely ridiculous and achieves nothing. Well, absolutely nothing.
And let's hope they get charged with something pretty serious, not just the usual sort of, you know, roughing the hair. Forgive me, Rowan, I'll get you on the other side. I've got to take a quick break because we aren't Channel 2. More in a sec here on Paul Murray Live.